Hi everybody, Little Prepper Lady here. Today is Wednesday, it's June 12th, 2019. So as you can see in the back, I finally got my orange lights up on my banner thing. I guess it's called a tapestry. So it should be a little bit brighter in here. I'm working on it. I added another lamp over here, so everything should be good as far as that goes. I guess I want to put a warning label on this video. So I'm going to be talking about female related things. Being a female prepper, things that we need to prep for as females. So if there's guys that are watching and you're uncomfortable with it, here's your warning. So first things first, not a lot of people like to touch on this, and this is a huge thing. Females are going to have their cycle every month. And we need to be prepared for that. So, first things first with that, yes, you can stack up on tampons. Yes, you can stock up on pads. However, both of those things are going to be useless to you if they get wet, which we obviously know, once it gets wet, it's not going to work unless it's getting wet for the purpose that it needs to get wet for. So, that is one thing to keep in mind. If you do choose to go that route, and I will be doing both of these things, but if you do choose to go that route, it's best to keep those items in a waterproof, bag, a waterproof bucket, however you want to store them. And I think that's what I'm going to do with mine, is I'm going to store extra tampons and pads in one of my buckets that I have, because they are waterproof. They have the seal on them, so I will, store those items in that bucket so that those are prepared as far as that goes. But then you have to think about, how long do you have it every month? How many of each item do you need to stock up on? So that adds up quickly. Not to mention, there's always the risk with the tampons of the toxic shock if you wear them for too long. And if you're in some type of a disaster situation or an S.H.T.F situation, the last thing that you're thinking on your mind is having to change your tampons. So that's just something to keep in the back of your mind, if you do choose to just solely go with those two kinds of items. Also, as far as that is concerned, you have to worry about how you're going to dispose of those items. So if you're bugging out and, you need to do those kind of things, not only do you have to worry about sanitation, but disposal. So as far as disposing it goes, yes, you can burn those items in your fire, so that's good, or you can bury those items. If you're in a location where you're doing like a compost toilet or, an outhouse or something like that, you have to keep in mind that animals are going to smell those things. They're going to be digging them up. And then you have that entire issue as well. So just bear that in the back of your mind when you're thinking about taking care of those kind of items. While you're either bugging out or, at an alternative location where, having the normal day-to-day things that we have, like plumbing, indoor plumbing, things like that, are not available to you. As far as the sanitation goes, if you don't have running water because the electricity is out and you can't wash your hands, you can't always use hand sanitizer. So that's also something else that I plan on, storing in my bug out bag and in my preps, is a lot of hand sanitizer, because I have soap all over my house, and I want to make sure that, we're staying as sanitary as possible, because if you're not, then again, you run the risk of, infections, diseases, things like that. So being sanitary, even in an S.H.T.F situation, is major, major, major. We have to be prepared for that. It's not really at the top of our preparedness list, but it is, important, because you can get sick from a lot of things if you're not washing your hands. So you have to have some type of alternative measure to be able to do that and stay clean, and keep up with that. So another good thing is for female preppers, for that particular instance, I'm going to get some of these. I don't know how expensive they are, so I'm going to look into it and I will update you guys. But they're menstrual cups. So essentially they last for 5 years. there's silicone, and you don't run the risk of the toxic shock. All you have to do is wash it out every, I believe it's 6 to 8 hours. You dump it, you wash it out, and then you reuse it again, and it's good for 5 years. But they do say, it's kind of tricky when you're first starting out, so it's a good thing to get ahead of time and start using now, so that if some type of a situation happens and that's all that you have to use, then you can use that item and you're familiar with it and you know how to take care of it, you know how to use it properly. So I'm going to be purchasing at least one of these and trying it out, and I'm going to see if my girls want to try it out too. Maybe they'll like it more than tampons and pads, which will save me a ton of money, so I'm excited about that. But like I said, I'm going to have all 3 items in my preps and in my bug out bag just to be on the safe side. If something happens to it, it tears, I can't find it, it gets lost, whatever, at least I have a backup plan. So continuing on with the female prepper perspective of things, are considered easy targets. So we're weak, we're easily overtaken, things like that. So it's a good idea to take a self-defense course. My daughter used to do karate when she was younger, and she really wants to get back into that again. So I may have her go. I know they have a karate studio down here. They also have an MMA studio. So those are good things to look into around your area, and get self-defense tailored specifically for women, so that you know how to take on an attacker, whether it be a man or a woman. In each situation, you know how to approach that situation. So that's one thing that, like I said, I'm going to be doing, and I want to have my kids get into that as well, because self-defense is huge for any type of situation. It doesn't just need to be some type of a disaster or a preparation situation. It's always good to have self-defense and know how to be able to defend yourself in any type of an instance. Another thing with female preppers, the last thing on a lot of people's minds is normalcy. But normalcy is what's going to make the situation less stressful. So as for me, I like doing my makeup every day. I always do my makeup every day. I don't feel comfortable unless I'm wearing makeup. So I'm going to include makeup in my preps, because that's what makes me feel normal. That's what makes me feel like me. Everybody has their own thing that they like to do. So, if it's face cream, if it's makeup, if it's, hair products, if it's, just some mascara even can make you feel a little bit better, some lip gloss, anything that makes you feel more feminine and more normal. Those are things that you also want to be thinking of, things that you want to include in not only your bug out bag, but, in your preps as well. So you have those in case of some type of an S.H.T.F situation. The last thing that I want to talk about, a majority of females are the ones that handle, the dishes and the laundry and the housework and taking care of the kids and scheduling and all that kind of stuff. So you're still going to need to have clean clothes and a clean environment in an S.H.T.F situation. But at that point in time, you're not going to have the things that you have available to you now. So you're not going to have the cleaning items that you have available to you now. So it's a good idea to learn now how to make alternative cleaning items when you don't have those things available. Pinterest is great for that. I use Pinterest for everything. And believe it or not, hydrogen peroxide and baking soda mixed together is an amazing cleaner. Not only does it not have the harsh chemicals in it, but it'll pretty much clean everything. You have that and a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, and you're good to go on everything that you could possibly encounter. And anytime my kids have nasty stains on their clothes, all I do is mix some hydrogen peroxide and some baking soda and a little bit of Dawn dish soap. I put it on the spots. I take a sponge and scrub it a little bit. It comes right out. So bear that in mind. If there's some type of major situation where the power is going to be out and we have to use, a crick or, an alternative source of water to be washing our laundry, we will have those kinds of items already in our preps to use, because cleaning items, are going to run out. So have those alternative items to make your own cleaning solutions, to be able to do your laundry, make them clean, to get stains out and things like that. Because I don't know about anybody else, but even in an S.H.T.F situation, I want to put on a pair of clean clothes every day. And I want to feel better and not feel grimy and things like that. So if we're able to do those things, I definitely will be able to be doing that. With just those few items that I mentioned. And like I said, check out Pinterest. They have 1,000,001 DIY cleaners and solutions for any possible thing that you could imagine. So that's all I have for you guys today. As always remember, everything does happen for a reason. Whether you're having a good day or a bad day, you're in a good situation or a bad situation. Just stick with it. You're on that journey for a reason, and everything's going to be okay. Also, always remember, forget about the past. There isn't anything that we can do about the past other than try to grow from the past, try to learn from the past, and staying focused on our future while living in the now. Be living, be loving, be laughing, being enjoying your family and your friends right now, because tomorrow's not guaranteed. We all could not be here tomorrow, so it's important that we're living our lives now while we're staying focused on the future. That's all I've got for you guys today. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.